you do these 5 things, I promise you're gonna get ahead of most people in life. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm some sort of guru. I'm not saying this because I'm super successful. These are just 5 things that I believe most people lack that in reality are pretty simple to do. And once you do them, they will completely change your life. Now, calling this, it's actually my last day in Thailand today. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm getting a flight back to the UK. And they're gonna be in the UK for the next 4 weeks. So I thought, let's get one more valuable piece of content out to you guys in this villa before we say goodbye to this place for good, and then we're on to the next stage. I'm sure I'll be shooting a lot of content when I'm back in the UK, and definitely a lot of content when I'm back in Bali as well. I've sold a lot of my gym equipment now, so that's all gone. Terrace is looking a lot cleaner, and I'm about to get into a little bit of packing. So anyway, let's get into this video. Now, this is a video or a podcast that I sent out to our clients on Monday. Every Monday I send out an episode of a podcast to our clients, and I try and deliver as much value as I can to all of our clients inside of our program. Going to leave a link below if you are interested potentially in our program right now, if you're looking to get in the shape of your life. But this week I decided to talk about 5 things that I think that you need to implement to really get ahead of people. Now, the reality is, guys, this is the way I see it, is that life is a constant competition, okay? Whether you like it or not, okay, it is a competition and you have to be competitive. That's the reality to this. You're competing against someone for your job, you're competing against someone for a customer, you're competing against someone for a partner, you're competing against someone for everything, okay? That is the reality, and until you actually start to understand that, you are not gonna win the game, okay? That is the thing, that life is a game, in my opinion, okay? You have to gamify it if you wanna become successful. Again, I'm not saying this because I'm super successful. I think I've done pretty well with where I'm at currently in my life. There are people doing better than me, but these are just the lessons or the things that I implement myself, and I would recommend that you start doing that will really change your life. And as I say, get you to the absolute maximum potential that you could be within your life right now. So let's get into this, okay? The first thing that I think is super important, okay, that most people lack, in the reality of this, is just getting up early, right? If you want to get ahead of most people, get out of bed at a decent time and stop lying in, okay? I try and explain this to all of our clients. Now, this is going to be kind of subjective to your lifestyle. I'm not saying everyone should be up at 5, 6 a.m. I'm not saying that at all. You get up early compared to what's realistic for you, okay? If you have a job that leads to you not being able to go to sleep until midnight, then obviously don't get up at 5 a.m. I think getting 7, 8 hours sleep is super important as well. The reality is you are wasting your life away when you lie in bed and do fuck all, and you could be up being productive, getting things done. The morning is the most productive time, in my opinion, where we could be working, we could be getting stuff, we could be grinding away, being productive. And if you are lying in bed because you want to get an extra hour of sleep, and you are snoozing your alarm, you are losing to that person who's getting up early every single day and getting on their grind and getting things done. Whether that is just simply going to the gym, whether that is just going for a walk in the morning, whether that is, I don't know, sticking on a podcast, whatever it is, okay? You are missing out on so much. Think about how much that's gonna compound over your life where you are in bed for an extra hour or 2 a day because you wanted to get a little bit more sleep because you're too lazy to get up, okay? That is not what you need to do. If you wanna get ahead of people, you need to make sure you're getting up early, you're being productive first thing in the morning, and you're doing something, okay? That is super important, and that is one of the biggest things that I think has helped me improve my life and helped me have success in a lot of areas. I used to be a little bit lazy. I used to get up a little bit later than probably what I would have wanted to, but I've really started to, even out here in Thailand, which is obviously difficult because sometimes I'm going to bed later, I still try and get up at about 6:30 if I can, and that's sometimes me going to bed at around midnight as well. But obviously I'm realistic. Sometimes if I need the extra sleep, I will take it. But that's my, again, like a big thing to you guys that I really do recommend that you should be doing right now. If you're not doing right now, get up early and like just start slowly pulling that hour back, right? Or pulling a little bit of time back till you get to the point where you're at a time that you're happy with, that you can sustain. Okay, so if you're getting up like 8 a.m. right now, right? Don't go from 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. because you're gonna feel like absolute crap. Try and pull things back half an hour, and then it's gonna become the new norm. So that is the number 1, okay? Number 2 is planning your day, okay? This is, again, is gonna get you ahead of most people because most people are unproductive. They bounce off the walls in the morning. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they need to get done that day. So they ultimately don't do anything, okay? A lot of people are busy idiots, right? They actually think that they think they're busy, but they're not actually that busy because they actually don't get that much done. Whereas if they actually took some time to plan and actually like write down what they need to do, they'd get so much more done, right? So when I say plan your day, I would recommend you do this the night before. Personally, I do it the night before. I used to do it in the morning, but then you kind of just, you almost like forgetting certain things and you're using a lot of brain power in the morning where you just want to be literally getting the shit done that you've already planned the night before, okay? So in my opinion, you need to be planning your day. You need to be doing that the night before. And this does not need to be rocket science, guys. It doesn't need to be super complex. I've got these like really complex journals before that I've used and they've not worked for me, asking me like, what went well yesterday? What's going to go well today? Like, what are you grateful for this morning? And I'm not hating all that stuff, but I just used to find that stuff, I just didn't fill it out and then it used to frustrate me even more. So Like I just go super old school now. I'd literally just have a notepad, date, 3 business tasks today, 3 personal tasks today, the calls I've got today, and then any notes. That's it, okay? And I make sure I filled that out the night before, so I wake up and got 3 tasks that could be like business-wise, so whatever I need to get done for FitLab that day, okay? And then 3 things around my personal life, whatever errands I need to run, you know, go and get a haircut, whatever, right? They're gonna go on my list, so I know exactly what it is I'm doing. And then the calls I've got that day, again, I'll just put all them down too. And then I've got a little note to be able to write anything particularly for that day. That's it. But when I do that, I wake up and I know exactly what it is that I need to get done, okay? There's no procrastination. I'm like, boom, right, this is the first task of the day that I need to do, okay? And that's such an important thing. And that's gonna get you ahead of people that wake up, don't know their arse and their elbow, and they ultimately get absolutely nothing done, right? So that's a really important trait that you need to prioritize of actual planning and organization, I think is really important. Number 3, okay? Now this is a more of a generalized one, and this is probably why you're on this YouTube channel, and this is maybe why you're a subscriber, which I appreciate. Prioritize your health, okay? Prioritize your health, your fitness, and your physique. This is, again, what most people lack. Look at the world we live in now, guys. How many people are actually in shape? You know, when you go on holiday now, you lie around a pool, how many people do you actually see that are in shape, right? How many people do you actually see that have got good physiques? It's rare. The average 30, 40-year-old guy now is not in good shape. They have not got good health. They are not going to be on this planet for as long as they want to be, okay? They are going to have health problems further down the line. Like 90% of health problems can be prevented from making sure you prioritize your health, okay? This has been shown, right? You can make sure that you prolong your life, your health, and your happiness from being in amazing shape and prioritizing your health and your fitness. So if you want to get ahead of most people, do what most people don't, which is prioritize your health and fitness. Eat well, eat good quality foods, train every day, or not exercise every day, train a few days a week, right? You need to make sure that you're prioritizing your health and your fitness if you want to get ahead of most people, if you want to be the best version of yourself. And the easy way I kind of try and describe this as well, very, very simple when we're thinking of life as a competition, which it is, right? Let's say that you're going for an interview and you have got the exact same skill set as another person, right? Let's say there's someone who literally has the same knowledge that you have, they come across the same way you have, they speak the same way you do, and there's very little in between you, right? Now, from an employee's perspective, who do you think that they're gonna choose? Like, is an employer gonna choose someone that's in good shape, looks after themselves, looks presentable, or the person that has got a little overhang, a little belly sticking out, that's, you know, face is looking all bloated, right? That clearly doesn't prioritize their health and fitness, right? They're gonna choose the person who looks presentable, who's in good shape, who has that confidence in the way they walk. That's the person who's gonna get the job, right? Let's look at it from a dating perspective. I don't need to explain to you guys which guy is gonna get the girl. Is it the guy that looks after himself, that goes to the gym, that's confident, that's got, you know, his skin glowing because he eats well? Or is it the guy, again, that's unpresentable, doesn't train, that's got a belly, has got love handles, you know, just unhealthy complexion? I don't need to answer that question. And this is why prioritizing your health and fitness is gonna get you ahead of most people. Most people, the standard now for most people is incredibly low. The standard is so low, okay? And if you are accepting anything like mediocrity or average with your physique, you need to make a change right now. And I speak to so many guys that are like this as well. I speak to them like, yeah, do you know what? I'm kind of in the right place at the moment, Chris. I'm doing okay, you know, it's all right. When is okay ever been the standard? When is okay, right? How can you be okay with being in all right shape, right? You should strive on being in fucking amazing shape and walking with confidence every single day, prioritizing your health and fitness. And if that's not your standard right now, you need to make a change and you need to figure out who's gonna be able to help you to be able to make that change, okay? That's what's gonna get you ahead and actually make you a competitive man, right? The 4th thing that I believe is super important is constantly learning and education every single day. No matter what level of the game that you're at, you always need to be learning and educating yourself as much as possible, okay? Now, I make a conscious effort to do this every single day in some form, whether that is watching a YouTube video like you guys are now, whether that's listening to a podcast, or whether that's reading a book, okay? And any time I go through periods, which I do because I'm human, I kind of like fall off this a little bit. Right, and I have a few days where I've not like absorbed any information and I've not taken in something valuable. I feel it. I don't feel as good. Even when I'm talking to like, you know, people on calls, and I don't have the same flow to the way that I speak. I feel like I'm just have a little bit more brain fog. Whereas like when I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly like listening to people kind of ahead of me and I'm learning from valuable sources, right? I feel so much better. Like everything flows so much better. I feel more confident. I learn things. That's the absolute key, okay? It's the absolute key when it comes to getting ahead of people. And you need to be learning every single day, no matter what stage that you're at, no matter what it is that you want to do, what you're passionate about, you should be learning every single day, okay? And my kind of structure towards this right now is typically what I do is in the morning when I get up and I do some cardio first thing, used to be on my treadmill, which I no longer have, or I'll just go for a walk, okay? And I will just listen to a podcast, okay? There is about 4 to 5 podcasts that I listen to as they update. There's videos on YouTube that I'll watch if I'm obviously on a treadmill, or I can just watch a YouTube video. Again, this is gonna be typically around things around like business that I'm trying to understand, you know, maybe around marketing, all that kind of stuff. I'll start to understand a little bit around, you know, some of these areas that I want to improve in my life, right? So that's one thing that I do. And the other thing that I do is I've started obviously reading a lot more. So typically what I do is I go out there, what I've done for the last few weeks, and you know, half an hour before I go to the gym and get some sun, which is obviously very healthy, and then I just read. And at the moment I've been reading Alex Hormozi's book again. I've already read it once, reading it for the second time. So look, like that's the way that you start to understand and learn things, guys. No, okay? Doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you own a business or you work in, you know, have a job. You should still be learning and educating yourself every day. We're humans. We're here to learn. We're here to read. Okay? Reading is such an important skill that you should be having. Okay? So that's the fourth thing, which is really, really important as well. You should be learning and you should be educating yourself on a daily basis, right? The last thing, guys, and this is more of a trait, and if this is something, again, that you don't feel that you're doing or you're lacking right now, it's probably why you're not ahead of most people where you want to be. That is having delayed gratification. So many people don't have this anymore. The world that we live in now has changed so much where you can just get things instantly. Okay, if you want food, you can get Uber Eats or Deliveroo instantly. If you want to watch a film, you've got Netflix at your disposal, right? You don't have to go to freaking Blockbuster anymore to buy a DVD, right? Everything is instant. If you want to buy something, you can go to Amazon and get it the next day, right? The next day, you can literally have whatever it is that you want immediately. That is not, now don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on that, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, obviously that's very efficient, and for a lot of people that is fantastic, it's a good thing to have, but it's made us very lazy and it stopped us from having that delayed gratification. It stopped us from putting in hard work to get rewarded in a week, 2 weeks, months, years, okay? And so many people have this as a massive problem now. They want things now. How many people are not where they want to be because they expect to see results tomorrow, yeah? You start a weight loss journey and you expect to be shredded in a week and then you stop. And that's what most people do. They don't have delayed gratification because they will do something, they expect to see a result immediately and they stop. They start to grow a business, they expect to be rich in a month, they then stop, the business slows down, right? All these are situations and scenarios as to why delayed gratification is so freaking important. Okay, you have to have that mindset and understanding if you want to be successful. Most people lack this so much and they won't do something now to be rewarded in a month. The reality to getting in shape is what you do now, you will see no difference from tomorrow. What you do in a week, you won't see a difference from, right? You're not going to see any differences for a long time, but you still do the work. Okay, and that is the most important trait, in my opinion, for you to become successful, to have discipline every single day to do the shit that you know that you need to do to be rewarded from doing that shit in a month from now. So guys, these are the 5 biggest things that I want you to start focusing on right away, which are gonna help you become the best version of yourself, ultimately get ahead of most people in life right now. Firstly, is get up early in the morning. Okay, don't lie in and get on your grind straight away, be productive, get things done. Secondly, is making sure that you plan your day, you have a structure, you know what tasks you need to get done, and you execute on those things. Thirdly is you prioritize your health and your fitness and you get into the best possible shape that you can and you stay there. Number 4 is that you learn and educate yourself every single day in whatever area that interests you. So again, you become the best version of yourself up here as well as here as well. And number 5, guys, is have delayed gratification. Do not expect to see results straight away. Understand that the work that you put in today, the work that you put in tomorrow, you are going to be rewarded from that work in a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now. And that is okay. Because if you have that mindset, you will have the mindset to be consistent and ultimately reach your goals. So as always, I hope you found this video useful. If you have, make sure you smash the like button, make sure you subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.